Daniel Cormier and MMA analyst Din Thomas just had a fiery back and forth in a recent YouTube video, and fans are buzzing. The topic? Who truly deserves to sit on top of the pound-for-pound list right now? Ilia Topuria or Islam Makhachev? Now, Cormier, despite being one of Islam's closest friends and longtime teammates, tried to keep things honest. He didn't just blindly defend Islam like many expected him to. Instead, he admitted something huge. At this very moment, Ilia Topuria might actually be #1. That's a big deal coming from DC. But then he explained if Islam moves up to welterweight and defeats Jack Della Maddalena to win that second belt,
Islam is able to beat Jack Della Maddalena, it flips again. And then Islam goes back to #1 pound for pound. Only because it is, Dean. Dean, listen. Only because it is. Fighting style will then be proven to go up to the next weight class. So then Islam will have done everything Topuria has done at a heavier weight, 4 title defenses at 155, and then the new champion at welterweight.
Absolutely not. Because the win over Jack Della Maddalena doesn't really prove it. I mean, in fact, Jack was like ranked 7 until he won the belt.
But this
Jack's not a Hall of Famer, like the way he don't have the strength of schedule that Ilia got. The fact that Ilia is such a strong favorite already says enough about how good we think he is.
I think he's great too.
And if Makhachev beats Jack Della Maddalena, that to me that's not really the feather in his cap that he needs. He needs to beat a stronger opponent. I think he needs to beat a Hall of Famer. If he were to knock out Kamaru Usman, that would be different.
then yes, he absolutely earns that top spot back. And when you think about it, it makes total sense. A 2-division champion, after already dominating at lightweight, that's legacy-defining stuff. That's how you shake up the rankings in a way no one can deny. But Din Thomas wasn't having it. He completely disagreed. Din said beating Jack wouldn't mean all that much when it comes to the pound-for-pound rankings. His reasoning, he just doesn't think Jack is that good. And honestly, that's where the argument starts to feel a little unhinged, because let's not forget who Jack Della Maddalena is. The man's a champion, he's riding an incredible win streak. He just beat Belal Muhammad, a guy who hadn't tasted defeat in years. To act like Jack is some average mid-tier fighter, that's just wild. That's not giving him the credit he's earned with blood and sweat in the octagon. So if Islam, who's already dominating one of the toughest divisions in MMA, goes up and beats a guy like Jack, that's monumental. That's history in the making. That's not just a win, it's a statement. And yes, Din has every right to be high on Ilia. The man's been electric, he's been unstoppable, but dismissing Islam's potential win like it's nothing, that feels like a reach. So now we ask you, what's your take? If Islam takes down Jack and grabs the welterweight title, does he deserve the #1 pound-for-pound spot again?
I want to retire from the sport before it retires me. And as we chatted about before, I've been around a lot of fighters now, and I can see how that wears on the body all the time, mentally and physically.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to the spot where it affects my everyday life, and that can happen quite easily. Obviously, I'm carrying my own injuries. I'm a lifetime martial artist. I'm carrying injuries, of course, that are probably going to bother me for the rest of my life, but I don't want to keep bashing my body forever if I can help it. So to answer the question, I don't really know.
But you will know when.
I will not. When I do start to feel like that, I'll be making the call. Yeah.
Or should Ilia hold that crown a little longer? Tell us what you think in the comments. This debate is just getting started. Now let's switch gears for a moment, because the heavyweight scene just got flipped upside down. Tom Aspinall sent shockwaves through the MMA community yesterday when he straight up dismissed the idea of Jon Jones being his next opponent. No hesitation, no second thoughts, he basically said, that's not happening. And here's the thing, it happened right after Jon Jones made his big I'm back announcement. After months of retirement, he says he's re-entered the drug testing pool and wants to fight again. But the timing, the vibe, it all feels off. Jones vacated the belt, made it seem like he was done for good, and now suddenly he wants to be back in the mix? It almost feels like a joke, a prank, something unserious. And fans are right to be skeptical. The timing just feels weird. So what's next for Aspinall if not Jon Jones? Realistically, it's going to be one of two names, Ciryl Gane or Jailton Almeida. Ciryl Gane is currently the #1 contender. On paper, it makes sense. But fans haven't forgotten his recent win over Volkov, a fight that left a sour taste. That decision was messy. It didn't light the world on fire. So enthusiasm around Gane is shaky at best. Then we've got Jailton Almeida. This guy is on a tear. He's got a unique style. He brings a different type of danger. A matchup between him and Aspinall? Now that's something that would get people talking, so while everyone's busy chasing Jon Jones' shadow, the real decision, the one that actually matters, is going to be between Gane and Almeida. And yes, some folks brought up Alex Pereira too, but let's be real, Pereira is already booked to face Magomed Ankalaev in October. That ship has sailed. Interestingly, Aspinall recently opened up about his own journey in the sport, and he got real about retirement. He's not trying to hang around just to say he's still fighting. He's in this for something real, something meaningful. Let's take a deeper look at what he had to say in that interview. Now let's talk about what's really got people emotional. Ilia Topuria just dropped a bombshell in his latest interview, and MMA fans are genuinely shaken. Because what he said wasn't just unexpected, it was raw, it was honest, it was real. He sat down with Spanish influencer David Martinez, and everyone thought it'd be the usual stuff. Call-outs, trash talk, maybe a tease about fighting Paddy Pimblett or Aman Sarukyan, something exciting and headline-worthy. But instead, Ilia got deep. He said he's losing motivation, that it's getting harder and harder to find something that drives him. And that's heartbreaking to hear from someone at the very top. Ilia has already accomplished so much. He's defeated legends. He's ticked off nearly every goal he sets out to achieve. And now, the fire's starting to fade. He's talked for a while now about moving up to welterweight, about chasing a third belt. No one's ever done that in the UFC. It would be history. But Dana White keeps shutting that dream down, publicly, over and over again. And yet, Ilia keeps pushing. You can tell he's chasing something more, something that actually excites him, because defending his current title, it just doesn't light that spark anymore, especially after what he did to Charles Oliveira. He dismantled a legend in one round. That's not just dominance, that's a message to the world. And now, there's no one left at lightweight who really thrills him, who really challenges him. What makes all of this even more serious is that Ilia has always said he wants to retire by the age of 30, and he's never budged on that. Not once. Time is ticking, and he knows it. He wants to go out like the greats. Khabib, JSP, Jon Jones. He wants to leave at the top. No regrets, no what-ifs. And when he spoke in that interview, it wasn't for attention. It wasn't a stunt. You could hear it in his voice. He meant every word. Here's what he said. So now, I had a goal of conquering the lightweight division, and I did that. At this point, I don't know, man. I really don't. I'll go with whatever still brings me some joy. But that's getting harder to find. When your dream is to become a world champion and you finally get there, then you move up, set a new challenge and conquer that too. It starts to feel like, what's left? What's the point of going on? I'm at a place where I have to force myself to come up with reasons to stay in the game. And when that hits hard, it's not just about belts anymore. It's about purpose. And that's something every fighter, every champion eventually has to face. Now let's loop back to DC and Jon Jones again. Daniel Cormier is still fired up that Jones retired before facing Tom Aspinall. That fight could have been legendary. But DC isn't just salty, he still believes Jon would have won. Even now, after all the time off, after all the back and forth, DC says if he had to pick gun to his head, he'd choose Jon Jones over Tom. Why? Experience. Simple as that. Aspinall hasn't been tested in those deep championship rounds. But Jon, he's lived there. Over a decade of 5-round wars, he's made some of the best fighters on earth crumble under pressure. Yes, Tom has speed, he's got power, he's got technical precision. But Jon has seen it all. He knows how to weather storms. He knows how to control a fight. So while that match might feel like a fantasy now, if Jon truly is back, and this isn't just another tease, maybe, just maybe, it could still happen. Fans want it, fighters want it, and honestly, we all need it. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more daily MMA updates.